Hi folks, this is another edition of my show, The Stuart Doll Shows, or myself, Stuart Doll, coming to you live from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, where the current temperature is about 18 degrees, and it looks like we're well on our way to reaching our high of 20 degrees. And tonight is supposed to be low of +6, and then tomorrow it's supposed to be 21, 16 on Tuesday, 13 on Wednesday, 22 on Thursday, and if you Winnipeggers and Manitobans that are on YouTube can believe it, and yes, I'm saying it sarcastically in a way, for a good reason, it's supposed to be high of 30 on Thursday. Yeah, for you people, you heard me, a high of 30 degrees. And I say that sarcastically because the weather people tend to change their minds. Mother Nature can change her mind. Like, you never know because it's Winnipeg, it's Manitoba. What do you expect? And we can get all sorts of ideas. Uh, uh, me. Now, 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 let's just get right into my show. For you people that are, out there, enjoying this, nice, lovely weather, sunny skies and that, here's some important tips, to, ensure that, you're enjoying this nice weather. Make sure that if you're outside for a long period of time, that you make sure you have sunscreen on, and make sure you reapply it if needed. Make sure that you're wearing a hat, sunglasses. Make sure you have a bottle of water, in case you get thirsty, and that. It's just simple, common, things that you should do when you're outside in this kind of weather. Just saying. Uh, Now, yeah, pardon me, folks. And now let's just get into some other stuff. Here's first subject. Tonight is WWE Payback, coming to you live from the Allstate Arena in Chicago, Illinois. And here are the matches that will be taking place. First on tap, it'll be Kalisto versus Ryback for the WWE United States Championship. And then there's three singles matches. First, it's Dolph Ziggler versus Baron Corbin. Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, and Dean Ambrose versus Winnipeg's own Chris Jericho. And yes, Chris Jericho, for you people that don't know, Chris Jericho is from right here in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. He did attend high school at Westwood Collegiate, which is the same high school that most of my coworkers from Sturgeon Creek went to, and my respite worker even went to. So, but I'm not gonna say my respite worker's name and that, because it's YouTube and that, and there's sometimes crazy and you know people out there. So that's why I'm not saying his name. Oh, where was I? Oh yeah, and then the other matches are Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy versus the Von Dillons to determine the number one contender for New Day's WWE Tag Team Championships. And for you people that don't know who New Day are, they are Kofi Kingston, Biggie Langston, and oh crap, I can't remember the life of me. But anyway, the New Day are a three-man team, and they go by the Freebird rules, and the Freebirds were a three-person team back in the day. Oh, now I remember. The New Day are a three-man team. They're Biggie Langston, Xavier Woods, and Kofi Kingston. And because they're a three-man team, so here's the really weird part about New Day. Because they're a three-person team, any of the three members can defend the WWE Tag Team titles. So it could be like Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston, or Kofi Kingston and Biggie Langston, or even Xavier Woods and Biggie Langston. You never know. So that's why there's the finals, tag team match, the tournament number one contender with the WWE Tag Team titles between Enzo Amore and Colin Cassidy versus the Von Dillons. And then there's another match. This is for the Charlotte will be defending her WWE Women's Championship against Natalya. Charlotte will have her father, who's the 16-time World Heavyweight Champion and two-time Hall of Famer, Ric Flair, the dirtiest player in the game, might I say. And then Natalya will have her uncle, the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be, Bret the Hitman Hart in a corner. And for you people that don't know who Bret Hart is, he's been going through some treatment for prostate cancer. And this is a deadly kind of silent type of cancer that men can get, and that's why once you're over the age of 40, you should get tested often, just as a precaution, because prostate cancer is the most deadly form of cancer that can kill men practically. Where was I? And then the last match of the night, it'll be it's for the WWE World Heavyweight Title. It is the current reigning and defending champion Roman Reigns defending his title against the phenomenal AJ Styles. So and I also forgot. They're for the WWE Intercontinental Championship. It'll be The Miz defending his title against Cesaro, who just came back from being off because of an injury. What else? What was I going to say? Here's a news related subject. This is out of Turkey. Is how ice link to a deadly blast. I can't pronounce the name of this city, but it's a southeastern city near the Syrian border. And that. So I'm just gonna start off. A suicide bomber killed two policemen in southeastern Turkey. The bomb went off outside police headquarters in the southeastern city of Gaziantep. So I don't know if I pronounced this correctly, but I'm sorry for the mispronunciation if I mispronounced it. And this is a southeastern city in Turkey near the Syrian border. More than 20 people, some of them civilians, were injured in the early morning explosion, which can be heard from several kilometers away. Police later raided a home of a suspected member of the so-called Islamic State group, who's believed to have carried out the attack. His father has been detained for DNA testing. Turkey has been hit by a series of deadly blasts over the past year linked to either Kurdish militants, part of the PKK, the Kurdish Workers' Party, or ISIS. In Encarta, and Istanbul and Bursa are among the cities that have been targeted by suicide bombers. Some reports said gunfire was heard after the blast, which occurred at 9:30, 09:30, which is 9:30 in the morning, by the way, local time. The police building was closed to several government offices, including that of the governor and the mayor. The EP news agency said. Gaziantep, and sorry for the mispronunciation again, which is near the Syrian border, is known to have several ISIS cells. Uh, in another development, Kurdish police have detained four suspected ISIS members in Akarda. I can't pronounce the name of the news agency. Uh, the four were thought to be preparing to launch an attack there during Sunday's May Day parades. Meanwhile, Istanbul police used water cannon and tear gas to disperse protesters trying to stage a May Day rally in Taksim Square. Sorry for the mispronunciation. The scene of a violent anti-government protest in 2013. More than 25,000 police have been deployed there for May Day. Separately, three Kurdish soldiers were killed and 14 others were wounded in an attack that the army blamed on Kurdish militants of the PKK. In an army statement, they said the attack took place in Madrin, in the Madrin province, where the army has been conducting military operations against the PKK, which, by the way, is the PKK is on the list of terrorist groups that are banned from most countries around the world. What else? Well, all I'm doing today is I'm just sitting here, enjoying, the nice weather and stuff, and just relaxing at home, watching TV, working on my laptop and stuff. What else? Now let's go into another news-related subject. This one is from here in Winnipeg. It's titled. This is titled Fire torches Manitoba Avenue home sends one to hospital in Winnipeg. One person is in hospital in stable condition study after a fire spread through a home on Manitoba Avenue. Fire crews were called to the home at around 11:30 a.m. after Winnipeg transit driver reported a house fire on McPhillips Avenue. No, on Manitoba between McPhillips Avenue and McNoll Street. People in the home managed to escape before the fire spread to the second floor in the attic. But one person was taken to hospital, a spokesman with the city said. Fire crews extinguished the stubborn fire just after 1 p.m., the spokesman added. The cause and damage has not yet been released. So this just just a prime example that it just goes to show you that when there's a fire like this, you need to get out as fast as you can. Like you don't have time to even sometimes grab the bare essentials type of thing. What else? Here's another news-related subject. This is also from out of here in Winnipeg. This is titled "Arson Suspected in Fire at a City Building." Winnipeg police say. Building at Forester Avenue and St. Anne's Road torched in the early evening blaze. The building owned by the city that burnt down Saturday night is likely was set ablaze on purpose, what they say. Police were called to a building on Forster Avenue and St. Anne's Road after reports of a fire. Police suspect the cause of the fire was arson. No arrests have been made. Damage is estimated at $50,000, police say. So again, this is also a prime example. This just goes to show you that there are crazy people that will go to any lengths to do stupid shit like this. And pardon my language, by the way, to harm people. Like what goes through these people's minds, and that like it really amazes me half of the time. Anyways, what else? Oh, here's another news-related subject. This is titled "Four Ejected from a Vehicle in a Failed Crash East of Swan River," RCP said. A crash 3 kilometers north of the rural municipality of Manitoba, has left one man dead and 3 people injured after they were ejected from their vehicle, RCP said. RCP were called to a single single vehicle collision Saturday just after 5 a.m. 5 a.m. Officers found 4 men who had been thrown from the vehicle during a crash. A 27-year-old man from Swan River died in a hospital, while 3 others were treated for their injuries. Investigators have determined that the vehicle was traveling southbound when it drove off the gravel road and hit a hydro pole before rolling. RCP believed that alcohol played a factor and continued to investigate the collision. So again, this is also another prime example of the stupidity of people at times. Like, who in their right frame of mind would like do something like this? Like, it just really amazes me the level of like stupidity at times that some people will be going through. What else? Here are some MLB scores from yesterday. The Detroit Tigers beat the Minnesota Twins 4-1, and the game between the Cubs and the Braves was postponed. The Mets beat the Giants 6-5. The Chicago White Sox beat the Baltimore Orioles 8-7, and the Philadelphia Phillies beat the Milwaukee Brewers 7-5. Colorado Rockies beat the Arizona Diamondbacks 5-2. The Seattle Mariners beat the Kansas City Royals 6-0. The Washington Nationals beat the St. Louis Cardinals 6-1. The Oakland Athletics beat the Houston Astros 2-0. The Tampa Bay Rays beat the Toronto Blue Jays 4-3. The Pittsburgh Pirates beat the Cincinnati Reds 5-1. And in Game 2 last night of a 3-game series between the New York Yankees and the Boston Red Sox, they have won 2 games out of this 3-game series. They won 4-2 the other night, and they just won 8-0 last night. And then the Texas Rangers won their game against the Los Angeles Angels 7-2. And the San Diego Padres beat the Los Angeles Dodgers 5-2. And those are your MLB scores from today. What else? else? Here's some scores from the NHL playoffs. In Game 2 in their series, uh, in Game 2 of their in one of the series between the Tampa Bay Lightning and the New York Islanders, the Tampa Bay Lightning won for 4-1. And the Pittsburgh Penguins beat the Washington Capitals in Game 2 of their series 2-1 yesterday. And then later on tonight, it'll be in Game 2 of their series. It'll be the National Predators taking on the San Jose Sharks. And in Game 2, right now, between the St. Louis Blues and the Dallas Stars, at the end of two periods, the St. Louis Blues are leading by a score of 3-1. But you never know with NHL playoffs, all that. Like it's expect the unexpected type of thing. Like, you know what I mean? What else? Here's another news related subject. This is titled RCMP find a missing 19-year-old teen's remains outside of Thompson. RCMP are now investigating the death of a 19-year-old from Thompson as a homicide. On September 9, 2015, RCMP was sent out a release asking for assistance in locating missing Nicholas Brophy. Brophy was last seen in the evening of September 8, 2015 in Thompson, about 760 kilometers north of Winnipeg. RCMP are investigating. RCMP said the investigation has remained active into the search of Brophy since his disappearance. It said the multiple comprehensive search has been done alongside the community. On April 26, 2016, human remains were discovered by RCMP investigators in an area outside of Thompson, which was identified as of those of Brophy's. And sorry for the mispronunciation. The family of the team have been actively searching for him since his disappearance, turning to social media to get the word out. So, like, this is just another and to a really tragic story. What else? What was I going to say? As you all probably know, there 60-year-old Catherine Curtis has been missing. I believe she's been missing since she left the Grace Hospital. She's been missing for I believe almost a week or two, something like that. What else? So this news article from CTV News Winnipeg, is titled "Dive Unit Joins the Search Efforts for Catherine Curtis." The search for missing women in West Winnipeg has changed course. With the Winnipeg Police Service's underwater dive unit spent Friday searching Sturgeon Creek. The creek is steps away from the Grace Hospital where 60-year-old Catherine Curtis was last seen Monday morning. It is a logical place for us to search in light of the circumstances, says Constable Jason. No, I can't pronounce the last name. Along the bank of the creek, Shuri Ellis watches the dive team as they methodically search the water. Ellis worked at the Grace Hospital and she volunteers her time on her days off to look for Curtis. She has mixed emotions about the development of the dive team. I think it is fascinating and a little disturbing, said Alice. At the command center blocks away, family and friends continue to coordinate the ground search. They're not giving up, even through the creek, which is now focal focal point for police. We're still very hopeful and very hopeful and hopeful that they may still find a clue what's going to lead her alive. Catherine's son Scott said. Friends Alf and Jennifer Dick, who are going door to door with flyers, reminding homeowners to stay on the lookout and but they worry their eye is not on their side. Worry time is not on their side. It is kind of scary. And the longer it goes, the less hope we have. So we are trying to do something instead of sitting around on our hands, Jennifer said. So again, this just, it just, I really hope, for the, the safe return of, of 60-year-old, Catherine Curtis, who's been missing since Monday. Like, and she's vanished without a trace, didn't say anything to her family, no type of thing. But yeah. What else? Pardon me. Yep. What else? As you all probably know, that this upcoming Sunday, May the 8th, is the anniversary of the end of World War II in Europe. And for you people that don't know your history, World War II was the most deadly and devastating conflict of the 20th century, which cost the lives of millions of civilians and also military servicemen and naval personnel and airmen and that. And what was really weird about how the surrender and that signing that it was signed in Reims, France on May the 7th, 1945, at the headquarters of Supreme Allied Commander General Dwight D. Eisenhower, who later became president of the United States. And what's funny is the person who was present at the signing, who was on behalf of the Soviet Union, Ivan Susafarov, was not authorized by the Soviet Union. Basically, Joseph Stalin. He was saying Susafarov was not, given the authorization to sign on behalf of the Soviet Union. This is just, Stalin, being, crazy and so the Germans were humiliated not once, but twice. So the whole surrender, signing and ceremony was done all over again. But this time in Berlin, the next day on May the 8th, 1945. Now, what really was the final straw for Germany was by 1944 they were running increasingly short of manpower and materials, and they were literally getting, I guess you could say, squeezed on three sides. In the west were the Western Allies, and that coming from the west, and then the Western Allies coming up through the south through the boot of Italy, and then the Soviet Red Army coming in from the east. So this was a desperate situation for the Germans. So the only people that were left to defend Berlin were basically old men and teenagers. So so basically the whole surrender ceremony was done all over again. Like I said, this time in Berlin. Now, as you people probably know, Victory in Europe Day is celebrated in is on May the 8th is celebrated on May the 8th for most of the Western Allies. But because of when the instrument of surrender was signed, it was signed basically it was at midnight Moscow time. So most of the Western Allies celebrate Victory Europe Day on May the 8th, while the Soviet Union celebrates it on May the 9th, or for Russia, you could say these days. So yeah, um, this is gonna so the one thing people really need to realize, and that is is World War II, in my opinion, this is just my opinion, could have been all avoided in that, but unfortunately it was not avoided because this was all because of the cause of the turmoil at the end of World War One. Basically at Versailles, in Versailles, France, the Germans signed the Treaty of Versailles, which was basically a peace element, basically saying Germany was responsible for World War One, which Germany was not responsible for World War One. And for me, as a German citizen, because of my heritage, I feel really bitter about the end of World War One. I hope people understand that, because Germany did not start World War One. It was all because of the assassination of Archduke Franz Ferdinand, who was the heir to the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and that. So then, with that and World War One and the end of World War One and unemployment in Germany and the political turmoil in Germany, and after when Adolf Hitler came to power, who was a World War One veteran, for you people that don't know, he promised economic stability and stuff like that, but Adolf Hitler has done some really crazy stuff in that. So, what else? What else? Oh, also, I forgot to mention. Also, at WWE Payback tonight, the chairman of the board, Vincent Kennedy McMahon, will decide who gets control of Monday Night Raw. It'll either be his daughter, Stephanie McMahon, or his son, Shane McMahon, who's been running Monday Night Raw for the last, I believe, 3 or 4 weeks. But it's totally up to Vince McMahon, and he has the final say. But if you want my opinion, I would rather Shane McMahon run Monday Night Raw, and that just because for the simple fact that it would be nice, a nice change for once, if you know what I mean. What was I gonna say? Well, folks, this has been another edition of my show, The Stuart Dahl Show. For you young people, you just stay in school, stay out of trouble, and you will be fine. And like I've said before, I try to make as many YouTube videos for my show, The Stuart Dahl Show, as much as I can. But at times, so I apologize, if I don't, make one video and I haven't, I wait 3, 4 days later or even a week later to make one. It's just because I'm always busy with work and sports and all that other stuff. But that's that. But just you folks have a great day, and I'll be the same. Peace, bye bye, and just stay cool, my friend.